Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. There is the bell. It's Monday, August 18th, 2025. Thanks for joining me here. A little later doing this video, but nothing really happened. So I was thinking about not doing it at all and just doing it tomorrow. But I feel like on the 65-minute, there's some stuff going on. So let's go ahead and let me change the board and I'll do the whole weekend video, but I'm going to zoom through everything until we get to the 65-minute, and then we had some progress there, and I can show you kind of what tomorrow what to expect for tomorrow, and going on from there. Okay, so checking out the weekly analysis, we're still hanging out in that danger zone. We're going to see where that monthly candle ends, okay? We're a little bit past halfway, and we want to see if we get a reversal candle on the monthly time frame. So market value to GDP, still over, it's probably 211% now. But the options expected move kind of lowered there a little bit. So I think we're going to have a bigger move than 90. Plus or minus 90 here. But with the Jackson Hole Powell on Friday, I think we can get some market movement. But in the meantime, it seems like we may have to finish this consolidation, and whether it's breaking up or down, that's what we're going to try to figure out. I do believe we have a little bit of unfinished business to the upside. But if it does break down, at this point, we're already set up for that, and so be it. We just want to see some market movement instead of theta decay sideways. Like, great for all you sellers, and bad for the buyers. All right, still in that positive configuration. Nothing really to change here from last weekend. So let's dive into some of the indicators. And if you're new here, go down to that bottom right-hand corner, hit that OptionsTender logo, and feel free to subscribe. We also have a Discord. It's 99 cents a month to be in there as a supporter. It's just to complement the YouTube. All right, so we have 1929 up here, 2000, and then 2008, we start to get confluence on where we are right now, and that's 2022. And our first crash off of 2025, and we're back up at those resistances again. So we're looking to see what happens on this higher time frame. Our moving averages, we are load up here. There we go. So our moving averages, they tell us 8 EMA. That's our momentum indicators to the upside. 20 simple moving average. The trend is bullish, but we're into resistance. DMARC shouldn't have changed. I believe we're at a 2 or a 3. 2 or 3 count. No setup here yet. Let's go down to the weekly. On the weekly time frame, we're above that 2000 or 1929 trend line. The 2008 is a little bit higher. I don't have that one on here, but you see we're kind of at a tweezer top or consolidation at this point. So we'll have to see if we get follow through to the downside or upside. But so far, we're just side by side with last week's candle after breaking out of this consolidation here. All right, I didn't show this on the monthly time frame, but nothing has changed. On the weekly, we have negative divergences playing out even in the near term on RSI. So do we get a crossover here? And then the bigger question, eventually we'll have to see if some of these trends hold, the 50-week moving average and the 20, which is our most important trend indicator on how we trend and how we look at the market. So do we get a crossover and then negative divergence in the near term for the MACD? That's going to be a big deal. We have negative divergence on slow stoke. We want to see that roll back over. So like I said, in that very near term, we see that 8 EMA. Sorry, I have the moving averages right here. We have that 8 EMA so far. The trend is, the momentum is up and trend is up. We're getting really far away from that 20. I do think we'll check back there sooner than later. And again, the 50 is right down here. So that's going to be right in the center of this consolidation area at this point, around 6,000. So that's an important zone. Also with 6,100, we talked about that in the members video. I do have a higher members video. It's $4.99 a month if you want to get individual names or so. The trade alerts that we get in the Discord for the regular members, for the supporters, all I do is I go through those step by step with you and help you manage them as well. Lululemon, we took a trade on today. We took a trade on MicroStrategy or just strategy, whatever they're calling themselves now. And let me think, a couple more, gold. And there's big reasons why, but you'll have to check that out if you're interested. Okay, so let me pause and go to the usual daily look. Okay, so we're back at this look here. Close that up, and we can start looking at the indicators. We're starting to form a larger wedge up here. I do think there's a little bit more room. Up here at 6,500, it seems to be the big round number that can be attracted to at this point. And you know, obviously you can poke above, but there's other reasons why we have that in mind as well. So here's the 8 EMA. We're holding on to that. Momentum is up. Trend is up on the daily time frame as well. McClellan oscillator, and I'll put up the so the breadth is not good with making new highs here. It's actually starting to fade. Now let's throw on the summation index with that we usually do on the weekend, and put this on here. And now we can take a look at this as well. So the breadth with the summation index is also heading to the downside. And with that new high we made here last week, we just increased our bearish divergence there. So not looking good for the bulls to maintain a trend to the upside, although we are looking for just a little bit higher. Again, if it doesn't happen that way, that's fine. Here's our look from the daily time frame. We're in the positive here, still had that little bit of crossover with negative divergence, and we're getting our first sign of a sell signal with the close today. So let's see if that starts to play out. We have our DMARC sequence here. We have a 13-9 count we got today. Do we go a little higher? Sometimes that happens, like the 9 count here went a little higher and then clearly corrected at that point. I can show you lots of examples, but this doesn't have to be specifically the top here. This could go up a little bit higher and then move lower there, but it's giving us a setup there as well. Awesome oscillator, still nothing to change there. Nothing has changed. Let's go to SPY. Check out that money flow index. Still falling. Okay, money is definitely coming out. We're distribution. Even though we may see a new high here up to 650, we're gonna definitely get a divergence there if and when that happens again. And we did get a sell signal off of the Bollinger Band on Friday. Maybe that's starting to play out. We shall see. LA Oscillator still telling us that we're going from wave 3 to 5 and that this is completing very soon. Okay, let's go to the VIX. So the VIX is playing its game here. It's kind of funny when it does that. We're back testing once again, but we made our low here at the ideal low back last week, and today gapped up just to pull back and let the market go sideways to down. So, you know, or really unchanged. So big move down after that gap up, you know, and really I think it's just setting up higher highs and higher lows. And I'll show you on the 65 a little better example, but we are in a rising phase nevertheless. That should be bearish for the market. Let's go to the VIX 65. We'll track back to SPY. So after breaking out of this wedge here, made a higher low, couple higher lows here. And how I'm kind of looking at this is looking at structure, possible 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to start to drop and maybe get about halfway to 60% of this move, maybe even close this gap to get a higher low. All right, so that would mean the market falls, or excuse me, goes up to those new highs that I was talking about. But also, if the market goes down just a little further, and I'll show you how it would look, maybe we gap up again. Maybe this is a leading diagonal, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we get another high for a 5. And that, obviously, if that gaps up again, it's the same shenanigans. Gaps up again, it has plenty of room to start a higher low structure and for the market to move up. So either way, we're looking for, that's how I'm kind of interpreting it. So SPY on the 65. We had this uptrend here. We're breaking, I guess, trend and going sideways so far. So this consolidation, we're holding this 642 area, and we made a breakout here the last 5 minutes. And I think this is a breakout here and a correction. And how I think is this is going to be counted, and then we'll go through the indicators. I think either we have a top here, obviously, or a top coming up. And we're looking at this as a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if this is truly wave 2, and we just completed wave 3 and we're going to wave 4, that's why we're getting the reaction off the 23.6. Now, that could be the bottom, and then we go higher from here. But if the VIX gaps up tomorrow, maybe we get a continuation on this move. I don't think that's the case, but it wouldn't be unheard of to test the highs, all right, and come back to the 382. So that's still a possibility. We're in the zone, bouncing off the zone so far, could go further down in that zone, and that would bring the VIX to that new high, and then this can travel higher after the VIX falls. Okay, now if it just holds here and the VIX still gaps up or just goes directly down, we'll have space for this to continue higher. But I really just can't find, again, that this is a wave count that's complete. SPX, I can make that argument that this was the top. SPY did not, and missed it by a couple pennies. So either this is a truncated fifth, and this is the actual fifth right here, done. SPX would be done. Or this is, like I said, an A, 3-wave move up for B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5-wave move down for a C to end this flat pattern and to go higher. All right, so that's how I'm looking at that. Let's look at some of the indicators. Maybe some of them reset already. Moving averages, we're playing around with those. We're getting underneath, so maybe that holds and we have to come down to the 50. That's where the 382 is. We did get some movement down a little bit lower on the MACD, and that could show some support here on the 0 line, and we were a little bit oversold. And a slow stoch seems to be breaking a trend line. All right, so breaking out just like we have this little triangle, so that can start heading higher, and we could get a crossover there. Now, if we make those new highs in this very near term, we don't have divergences. Now, SPX actually does, but we do not on SPY. So this would bring this very near term divergence if we start to make these new highs. And you see I have this little window up here for the target. This is where we will add some shorts in. Now, again, if we're going to make it a little further than that, then this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, And we still have some 3s and 4s to play out. Let's get a D mark. No setup. You have a 1-2 there. No setup. Awesome oscillator. That's the same thing here. In the very near term, we'd be looking for a wave 3 into a wave 5. We don't have that on SPY yet. Money flow index. So we got the sell off of that divergence here. Do we make a new high and get another divergence right here before this plays out? That's what we're looking for. Bollinger Bands, we're probably correcting into the middle or the downside of this. Let's see. It's loading up here. All right, so price action is getting real tight. So we're at sideways move. We're at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. That's actually a buy signal right here that we got today on the 65. So let's see if that plays out. Elliott oscillator, same thing. In this very near term we're looking for. And I placed it here already. Again, SPY has this wave 3 into wave 5 already. 3 into 5. This was a placeholder, and I'm just putting this here. Assuming that we get that new high, this will be a wave 3 into a wave 5. Okay, that's what I got for you today. I do think we inch up a little bit higher. Maybe we just grind until Powell talks on Friday, perhaps. That would be an agonizing week. Hopefully we get some price action tomorrow. Find some projects to do. I built a fire pit for us today on our patio, and it's looking really good. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day, wonderful week, and good luck trading. Don't forget to see us in the Discord.